because it's relatable to me. Do you sometimes feel pressurized when you are having lots of fun and then, you're working on a business which is very serious, millions of dollars are being poured into it? Do you feel pressurized that, you're having lots of fun to do? What if something goes bad? How do you handle that? Of course you will be feeling that. How do you handle that?
Yeah, definitely. And I think in our line of work, we're kind of encouraged to think differently. Otherwise, it's just not really going to make much of an impact. We use the word fun, but I almost encourage people to kind of keep that childlike enthusiasm, because I guess
Yeah.
the older you get, the more worried you are of failure, and the more of the guards you put up, and that kind of really restricts you. It restricts your thinking. It restricts your confidence in your abilities. And I think sometimes that kind of naivety from when you were a child is actually a bit of a superpower, because you think about the task at hand, and you just want to come up with the best solution for it without worrying too much about things like the business impact or the cost and things like that. But at the same time, we are professionals and we are working for a big organization. So we need to approach these projects professionally, I guess. We always have, like I've mentioned before, we always have a brief that needs to be met. So, I guess those ideas and that sort of fun can be quite contained into something that is actually a business need that, needs to answer a brief. So I think, it's really taking on those projects, but also understanding that there is a degree of responsibility. So, you know, almost going away, having those crazy thoughts, seeing what works, what doesn't work, choosing a time to kind of respond to the team or back to the business with some ideas, and then start to bring them into the process as well. And I think, you don't always want to sit on the sidelines and watch other people having fun, right? A lot of people want to join in. They don't want to sit on the sideline. They want to get on the field and start playing. So I think at some points it's actually quite nice to start to bring more people in, and bring stakeholders in, and bring the marketing teams in, so that they can actually go on the journey with you, and they can start to discover it with you, and everybody else around you has the same passion that you do. So I think the responsibility on us is to come up with those ideas and actually present them in a way that is useful and that answers a brief or a challenge that's been set. But then there's also that responsibility of kind of sharing it with other people and bringing other people on the journey and listening to them. It's never good to kind of work in silo, because you could just be going on a complete subjective tangent. Whereas actually, if you start to bring more people in different areas and different backgrounds and a diverse thinking, you can start to create ideas and work that's a lot more rich and less single-minded. And that's also something that I really keep in mind, that I don't want all of my work to just be a projection of myself. I don't want that. I want it to be a projection of lots of people, diverse thinking, different backgrounds, things I wouldn't have thought of before. So it's a real sort of balancing act of controlling the process to a certain degree, but also bringing everybody on the journey with you to get the best possible work, really.